What is going on, everyone? Welcome to this week's Talking Points. Coming up on this week's show, the Premier League edges closer to its first openly gay footballer, horrific racial abuse suffered by some Premier League footballers, and Wycombe achieve the impossible. Now, before we go into it, obviously this week we had Manchester City as well escaping their European ban at the Court of Arbitration for Sport. We've done a separate video on that, so this is not going to be included in this week's Talking Points. So we are going to start with the Premier League possibly edging towards its first openly gay footballer. What we do know is in the past week, an unnamed Premier League footballer has revealed that he's gay in an open letter, but isn't prepared to come out publicly yet. And he cites his reasons for that, and it's interesting to see the reasons for doing so. And you know, there's obviously going to be more gay footballers out there. It's just a fact of society. If you take the proportion of gay people in society, there's going to be more in football as well. So I think it's paving the first steps. And to be honest, it's sad that we're at this stage where coming out as gay within football is sort of a huge moment. It should have been done ages ago. And the reason why it hasn't is because of the attitudes of many within society, not just sport, and it is sad to see. So he has gone to the Justin Fashanu Foundation, and if you remember, Justin Fashanu was the only openly gay footballer to come into the Premier League, and he tragically took his own life as well. So he has been the only one up to now, and that was years ago. So there was a foundation set up in his name to support people like this unnamed player who are gay but don't want to publicly come out yet, and will support them through that process, which is a fantastic cause as well. But he's written an open letter to the public, and this is some of the bits that it says. I am gay. Even writing that down in this letter is a big step for me, but only my family members and a select group of friends are aware of my sexuality. I don't feel ready to share it with my team or manager. And then the player also goes on to talk about the game isn't ready for a player to come out, and how the game and the FA in particular would have to make radical changes in order for him to reveal his identity. I think he goes into a lot of the FA will provide counselling for players who want to come out as gay. Well, he says that he can get counselling everywhere. I think what needs to be done is more education, not just within football, but within the whole of society. Because as much as football crowds are the life and soul of football, some people can take that to the extreme. You know, we see that with the racist chants that we see all the time within football. They keep cropping up, and you just know, and I understand why he wouldn't want to come out gay, is because you know that he's going to get abuse in the stands. You know it. You can categorically say he's going to get abuse in the stands, and it is sad. It is sad that it comes to this moment. You know, we're in 2020, and a footballer's debating whether or not to come out as gay. It should just be a normal thing. Just accept it. If you have to target someone's sexuality from the stands, then you probably don't deserve to be watching your team or even be involved in football, because football has grown from what it was, and so has society as well, and it should just be widely accepted. The unknown footballer goes on to say, how does it feel having to live like this? Day to day it can be an absolute nightmare, and it is affecting my mental health more and more. I feel trapped, and my fear is that disclosing the truth about what I am will only make things worse. Well, you've got to think that this poor lad can't even have a relationship. He can't build a relationship with someone through the fear of being outed as gay, and it is sad. And hopefully he finds the courage to come out, and hopefully we can just be accepting of it, because it'd be such a shame if we have another Justin Fashanu situation where a player comes out as gay, which they're more than welcome to do. They should be more than happy to do as well. I don't get what people's problem is with someone coming out as gay within football. I'm laughing because it is laughable that we as a society and some individuals from a football crowd or in society will not accept this, and it should just be the normal. It should just be the norm. So hopefully they can come out, and hopefully it leads to more footballers coming out, because not only Are we in an age where, you know, it should be fine to just come out as gay, but also where mental health is so prevalent? Imagine having to live with that and you're not allowed to be yourself because of the fear of being abused and targeted. And, you know, we've seen it a lot with celebrities taking their own lives and people taking their own lives as well. And it must be absolutely horrible. So for his own mental health, I'm glad he sought help from the foundation, which does a fantastic cause. Hopefully he can find the courage to come out. We can all just get on with football. I mean, it's just the normal thing, and it's his life, it's how he wants to live it, and hopefully more footballers can come out, be themselves and be accepted as well, because like I said, it should just be the norm. It's 2020, so hopefully that is what happens. Next up, and again, we're here again, and we've just been speaking about the fact that it's 2020, and there's been horrific racial abuse aimed at footballers yet again. I'm sure they get it all the time. We've seen it with Ian Wright in the past few weeks. Wilfred Zaha, I'm not going to go into what this individual said, aimed racial abuse at Wilfred Zaha on Instagram. And then there was also racial abuse aimed at Dave McGoldrick as well from Sheffield United. Yeah, it's deplorable. Scummy. The worst thing is that the Zaha one, it was a 12-year-old kid who did it, and the thing that annoys me the most and grinds on me the most is that there was people who were more upset that a 12-year-old had been arrested, and rightfully so, than the racial abuse aimed at Wilfred Zaha. I saw one American correspondent who was verified on Twitter said that a famous footballer had got a 12-year-old arrested for giving criticism. Being racist it's not a criticism. You can't be criticised for something you can't control. You can't be criticised for being black. I can't believe some of the comments. I really can't. And it just shows that as much as there's people, like I'm sure many of you at home and myself, that aren't of this nature, and it's just the norm for society for people to be gay, for people to be treated equally, there is a percentage of people out there that actually, they don't hide their racist views and get annoyed when the people who are racist are prosecuted, and rightfully are prosecuted as well. So there's a few, and there's people getting annoyed in the comments, and 12 years old. How can you be racist at 12 years old? Obviously, the lad's got to have got it from somewhere. I don't know whether it's his peers, I don't know whether it's his parents, but to send that abuse of that kind, and I'm not, you know where it is. It's on Wilfred Zaha's Twitter. I'm not going to put it on this video, but to send racist abuse of that kind to someone, he said it directly to Wilfred Zaha, and whether you're behind a keyboard or do it online or to his face, you've sent it to him. And yeah, he deserves to be arrested, and hopefully he's educated, which is what I think a lot of people need. Like I said, I'm getting sick of doing these videos because it's just how are we in this position? But obviously there's a small minority out there who still hold disgusting historic views where people should not be treated equally, and it's disgusting, and there's no room for it in football as well. So like I say, we go back to the first point. Gay footballers should be allowed to accept who they are and just be able to go on with their daily lives and be happy. And it's exactly the same with any ethnic minority within sport and football. Like it's not a criticism. It's not something that can be used against someone. They have no control over the colour of their skin, as we don't as well. And to use the colour of their skin as an insult is disgusting, and there's no room for it in football. So disgusting, no place for it, and yeah, thoughts go out to anyone who has had to endure this type of abuse. Number 3, and the last point, nice to end on a good note this week, is that Wycombe Wanderers last night gained promotion to the Championship. What a fantastic story from Wycombe. A fantastic result. They beat Oxford 2-1 at Wembley. Go back to the start of the season and the last season, survived relegation, and they were tipped for relegation this season. One of the smallest budgets in the league, gaining promotion. It's a fantastic fairy tale story. Wycombe Wanderers in the Championship. Gareth Ainsworth's done a fantastic job. I'm sure he'll be touted for some bigger jobs. I know QPR were interested, probably will be interested again. And do you know what? They were outside the playoffs before lockdown. They opted because they knew that if they opted not to play on with the rest of the season, that they had a game in hand, points per game. They snuck into the playoffs and they've taken advantage of it. Not necessarily playing the best and nicest football that, you know, some are accustomed to under a Pep Guardiola, but the results count. It's a results business and they're in the Championship. It's a fantastic achievement. Like I say, it is fairy tale. Smallest budget, tipped for relegation, going up against the odds in a division with the likes of Portsmouth, Sunderland, you know, Coventry, some huge teams. I know Coventry went up, but those other teams didn't. And, you know, it just goes to show the absolutely magnificent achievement that has happened. And like I say, Gareth Ainsworth done a fantastic job with the budget that he's had and with his players as well. Akinfenwa was in fine form after the game. His post-match interview was absolutely fantastic. He even got some good luck messages and some well done messages from Virgil van Dijk, and all he wanted was a message from Jurgen Klopp. It'd make his life. Such a big character is Akinfenwa as well within football, and yeah, it was brilliant to see. And here's what Klopp had to say to him.
Interviews, but Hendo or my players told me that you want to get, what did you exactly say?
Baba said hit me up on WhatsApp.
But get in contact with me on WhatsApp. Here we go. Congratulations. I'm pretty sure you were all life, at least a championship player. And now finally you are there. Well done. Great victory. Yeah. Even in strange times, I hope you celebrate appropriate.
Come on. Aye. Back, Klopp, you're a legend. We did it. I told you, hit me up on WhatsApp. We celebrate together. Boom, you'll never walk alone. Beast mode.
So Wycombe promoted, Championship contenders next season. Will they be in the Premier League this time next year? You never know. You never know with Wycombe and the odd fairy tale. So as well, they beat Oxford United. Cal Robinson, I should say as well, he's done a brilliant job at Oxford. So commiserations to him, and I'm sure Oxford will be back up there next season. Such a brilliant story coming out of League One, and it'll be interesting to see how Wycombe get on next season. So that's all we've got time for on this week's Talking Points. Let me know what you think in the comments below if I've missed anything. And also what you think about what we've spoken about today as well. Just want to say again, I know I always say it, massive thank you to everyone who subscribed to the channel. It just keeps going up and up and up. You know, what started out as just a little bit to practice my presenting is yeah, it's growing a little bit, so it's brilliant to interact with you all, and thank you all for subscribing. So subscribe to the channel if you are new around here, like the video as well. Check out our website 247football.com, and we'll see you next time.